Here we have one of our classrooms where the students and the TAs spend most of their time. We have the entrance over here that is equipped with all of our safety equipment. We have our glove station. We have our fire blanket, our fire extinguisher, our safety shower, our eye wash, and our spill response center. On the opposite side, we have our emergency lockdown button. In case of emergency, all they have to do is open this up and push the red button and all the doors will lock down. In each of the lab areas, there's 4 sinks that are equipped with gloves for washing their glassware. They have brushes and they also have paper towel dispensers and an eye wash at each station. All of our eye washes are removable and can be extended out in case they do need to wash the chemicals out of their eyes instead of them having to lean over into the sink. Clean all their glassware and make sure that they hand sanitize their hands before they leave. In the front of each of the rooms, we have our fume hood. The fume hood has the chemicals inside of it, and it also has the hazard waste containers. When the classroom is in use, you'll see the chemicals in there, as well as the waste containers on the secondary base that's inside of it. Next to the fume hood, we have our glass disposal box, and then we have a PPE basket, and also a regular trash bin. When the students are doing theirs, we have all of our gloves for the students. So they are on the table. And as we move towards the back of the room, we have our chemical area. So inside of the fume hood, you're going to see the chemicals that are in use for this week, as well as the chemical storage area for the waste. So we have aqueous waste, organic waste, and solid waste. As you can see, the cardboards are on top of the secondary base, which was in use this week. And then we have our solid waste, which is right here as well. In the back of the room, we have another station. We also have the laboratory safety information card. So as you can see here is all of our supervisor information, as well as the lab personnel that we should contact for this location.
Today we will be discussing lab etiquette and how to enter and leave the lab safely. The lab staff will be opening the doors 10 minutes prior to the class beginning, but do not enter until the TA is present and allows you to enter. Do not enter the lab without the TA present.
Wait.
Clothing items, like shirts, must be worn which completely cover the torso from the waist to the neck. Shoulders must be completely covered, and sleeves must be worn that covers the arms from the shoulder to halfway to the elbow. Tank tops, halters, cutoffs are not acceptable. Scrub pants and lab coats are required all times in the labs, even if just doing presentations. Shoes must be worn at all times while in the laboratory, regardless of the experiment or activity. Splash goggles that meet OSHA-approved standards must be worn over by all persons at all times in the laboratory while students are working with chemicals. Safety glasses with or without side shields are not an acceptable substitute. Shoes must totally cover your feet up to the ankles. No skin should be shown. Put on your lab coat and scrub pants immediately when entering the lab. You don't need to have goggles on when entering, but have them readily available for when you begin the experiment. Long hair should be tied back. If you have forgotten your safety goggles, lab coat, or scrub pants, you may borrow one item from the stockroom once per semester. Personal belongings go into cubbies or in designated areas. Never put personal belongings like skateboards or bags onto the floor, as this creates a tripping hazard. You are now ready to enter the lab. Once you enter the lab and get to your designated area, there are a few things you should do immediately. First, put some gloves on. Before putting your belongings down on the table, you should decontaminate your workspace with the provided cleaning solution. You should also do an inventory of your blue bins, checking for any missing or broken items, and also ensure your fume hoods are on. You should never drink, eat, chew gum, or put makeup on inside the lab. Before using personal items such as a phone or laptop, put on a new pair of gloves to prevent contamination. When leaving the lab for any reason, whether it is for the day or just to visit the restroom, never take off your PPE at your workstation. Your lab coat, gloves, scrub pants, and goggles should be removed at the door before exiting the lab. Never leave the lab with PPE on.